Okay, what the fuck?
Are they looking at us?
I think so.
Yeah,
That's so freaky. Oh yeah, turn the light off. We can't see. There's a drone right in front of the window and you were changing your shirt.
Lauren and I are about to shoot a video, and I'm about to tell her a story about manifesting, and I saw an alien out the window.
That's
a drone.
really freaky. It's pointing right at us. Go away.
Are they?
I don't know, but I hate that. Oh, it's these fucktards downstairs.
Oh, assholes! Guys! Oh my God, I was changing. I was like, who are those? What the hell is happening? Lauren and I are finally getting abducted by aliens. Finally.
We were so mad.
I wasn't mad. I was about to give a strip show.
I was mad.
Are you still filming?
Yes.
This is funny. Who's the hottie, by the way?
That's Claudia.
Whoa.
Okay.
Is that, who owns that?
Goodbye now. Claudio does. We still have to shoot videos.
Should we talk about manifesting? Because I've been talking a lot about well, not a lot. I've talked about manifesting a couple times just because I talk about work or I talk about whatever. And I did a video because somebody asked, could you teach us how to manifest things we want? And I was like, well, I'm not an expert. I'll just tell you what I know and like what I kind of do and what I've read. Mm-hmm. But now that you're here and you're part of the reason why,
whoa, I'm about to hear something
well,
nice.
you're part of the reason why the idea of manifesting really started to hit home, because you were doing it all the time and always saying things, and I would be like, yeah, even though I knew, mm-hmm. But you know what I mean? Like, to actually practice it a lot and kind of consistently, you were doing that, and being around you at work was always kind of helpful and motivating. Even though, like, even before we really sort of started talking about that stuff, I was already kind of, like, doing the meditation stuff. And then I realized in hindsight over the last couple of years, like, oh, I've been manifesting my whole life, but I never called it. I didn't know I was manifesting.
I actually watched this video of yours.
Yeah, so then it wasn't until, like, you and I became friends that I actually had the language to articulate, and then I started reading those books through meditation and also through being around you. Like, there's obviously a huge reason why we work together and why we were together, and that's one of the reasons. Yeah. So, but you do it all the time, and you were already telling me before we started rolling, like, all the stuff you're manifesting, like, so fast now, because you're probably just because you're more grounded. Yeah?
Yeah, I guess so. And I also don't have, like necessarily like a 9-to-5 job to go to, or in our case, 6 a.m. till 3 a.m. job. So I think I just, like, I don't know, maybe have, like, I'm not as frantic, so I'm, like, thinking about manifesting more. I don't know what it is. Also, where I live is, like, on the island is built, like, it's on a quartz crystal, which quartz crystal is, like,
that's helpful.
Whatever you think, like, magnetizes. So if you're, like, negative, it's just gonna magnetize. If you're, like, happy, it's just gonna magnetize. I don't know, I've just kind of always been good at manifesting, and when you affirm that you're good at it, then it's like you just become better at it. But actually a friend of mine, this is another thing too, is that a lot of people on the island don't, like, have phones, or, like, just choose not to have phones. So my one friend doesn't have a phone. He only has a phone when he's on Wi-Fi, and, like, we both just weren't on Facebook or whatever. Anyways, we would just manifest seeing each other in town. We would both want to see each other, and we just, like, wouldn't go on Facebook to see, like, hey, where are you, or whatever. And we would, like, every day almost, like, see each other. I know it seems like the island is probably pretty small, but, like, I would just, like, I really wanted to see him, and he really wanted to see me, so we're both just like, let's just meet up in our mind, and then we'll find each other in person. So I would just be, like, doing stuff around home, and then I'm like, actually, I think I'm gonna go to town. And then I go to town, and just, like, okay, universe, I'm just gonna flow. I'm just gonna go with the flow, follow my, like, intuition, and then, like, hopefully I'll see him. If I don't, it's okay. But if I do, it'll be great. And also, like, getting ready in the day, I'd be, like, getting dressed and be like, I'm gonna see him today, so I'm gonna wear, like, something as if I'm gonna see him today. Like, just, I don't know. So it's getting the feeling of, like, I'm for sure gonna see him, even though we didn't plan to see each other. And then I just, like, be driving and be like, I think I'll take this road instead. And then I'll, like, take that road instead.
You're just paying attention.
To my gut, to my intuition. Like, driving. Actually, I think I'm gonna just, like, drive this other way that I don't normally go. And, like, oh, crap, I forgot to pick up, you know, almond milk. And then I'm like, okay, better stop and get almond milk. And then I see someone in the grocery store, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna actually stop and like talk to this person for a little bit instead of like rushing off, and then just like being present, living in every moment. And then it's like I go and I drive and I open the door to like the coffee shop and he's sitting right there at that exact moment. And then I look and I like just get goosebumps and I go, whoa. And then I'm like, I've been trying to manifest seeing you all day. And he's like, I've been trying to manifest seeing you all day as well. And he's like, it's funny, I never come to this coffee shop, and usually at this time I'm supposed to be at this place. So both of us were just like, we really want to see each other. Let's like just align divinely. And when two people are trying to manifest the same thing, there's so much power in that. So like for a week, we like would run into each other like every single day, if not more than once in the day, and then we'd both just be like...
Except it's cool also because you're still kind of surprised even though you knew.
Yeah, every time.
You're still like, what? Because it's so...
Like, literally, the other day I really, really wanted to see him, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to town, and like, maybe I'll see him. So I'm sitting in this place, I never sit in front of this store, and I was just sitting there, and like, I realized I was like thinking too much. I was like thinking about Toronto stuff, and I was just like thinking. And then I was like, okay, Phoebe, that's not how you manifest. You manifest by being present. So I took a breath, and I started being present in the moment, and just like looking around, and like, okay, I'm just gonna force it. I'm just gonna like be present. Oh wow, like that's pretty. Oh, what's happening over here? Car drives by. I'm like, oh, that looks like his car. Oh my god, I was just trying to manifest you. And he's like, I know, I like had to come to the grocery store to get like one thing, so I came to town.
You're talking about manifesting like... Well, but you're like thinking about it a lot. Not thinking, you're being present, but you are putting the intention of manifesting it. So then,
always.
So this is my question to you, because I feel like the things that manifest quickly for me are things that I literally thought about in a flash. And then forgot and let it go, and then they happen right away. So do you think you can do it both ways? Because
you can consciously manifest and unconsciously manifest, right?
Well, I wouldn't even say it's... I guess it is unconsciously manifesting, but it's mainly a fleeting thought of like, oh yeah, like I want that to happen. Or wouldn't it be cool if that happened?
Well, then maybe that's a foreshadow of what's actually... Maybe you're just like...
Picking up on a vibration.
Which I think is how psychics do it.
Pick up on a vibration. It's like, okay, I get what you're saying, because it is like a fleeting thought like that, and I go, oh, it's like I picture something happening, then it went and happened. So maybe that's kind of manifesting, or is that just picking up on like something?
What's gonna happen? I think that's what people don't know. It's like...
I'm wondering what you think.
Whoa, did I manifest that? Or I'm trying to think of a specific example so I can like kind of understand.
Because I'll be honest, I don't know if I don't want to say as good of a manifester as you, but the idea of when you explain how much you're thinking about trying to meet up with this guy and manifesting that, and I've talked about how like, you know, act as though, like you said, dress as though you're gonna meet him, or like you know you're gonna meet him later, so you wore this specific thing, or like my example in that video was, if you want a nice fancy car, like go rent that nice fancy car for the day so you feel like you own that fancy car and you're rich and whatever, if that's what you want. Like that's an example that Mike Dooley gives. So I feel like I don't maybe get real hung up. Like I know from the past and like being around you get really like, I'm manifesting this. Okay, I'm manifesting this. You really focus. And I don't think I do that, because I feel like the things that do manifest are the things that I barely even thought that much about. So I just don't know.
Well, here's the constant question that me and that actual, like, that guy we talk about is, there's, like, the two things that's, like, the ultimate question is, are we manifesting? Or does everything happen for a reason?
Yeah, because I believe both things, right?
Are we, I think that's the ultimate question is you talk and then I'll...
No, I think you texted that to me once. At least in the last year, you texted that to me.
Because it's easy to be like...
And I was like, like if something negative, if something like you didn't really want to happen,
you'd be like, well, everything happens for a reason.
Right.
The universe is in charge. But then people will be like, but you are the universe.
Yeah, and you manifested that because you were doubting yourself. So you might have manifested something you didn't want because you were already putting the doubt out as the intention.
Yep.
If manifesting and everything happens for a reason are valid, so if we are the universe, which we are, and we are manifesting and we're just thinking of things, if we're being present and picking up on thoughts, you have to think all those thoughts and those things we want are vibrations that are already out there, because it is kind of destiny and everything happens for a reason. That's what I think. I actually think while we think we're manifesting, the reason we even thought of the thing in the first place is because if
the universe kind of told you that that's what you want. Because
it's already there, it's laid out, and it's destiny.
Right. Basically, like, lately I've been just living more like it's all up to the universe, everything's happening for a reason, everything's like going how it's supposed to, and then that is almost like a way also to let go. You're letting go, and you're being like, oh, the universe is like got it on lock. And it's also nice too if you're like, say you have like a crush on a guy, like I do, and then it's like things aren't really working out between you two. You can just be like, oh, well, everything's happening for a reason, and like if we're meant to be, we'll be. And then you also don't get in a huff and puff like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? Because you're like, oh, it's up to the universe. Like, okay, it's not working between us, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of live like that lately. I'll be like, oh, everything's happening for a reason, and like my flight got pushed like 4 hours, and I was stuck in the airport, and I'm like,
and you could be mad about it, or you could just choose.
Yeah, I was like, could have been like, okay, I'm now sitting in the airport for 4 hours, and like I don't really want to be in Edmonton airport where there's nothing I can eat. So I'm like, you know what? It's fine. And like I've just like trained myself. I'm like, oh, it's fine, because everything's happening for a reason, and maybe I wasn't meant to be on that flight because something weird might happen, or maybe I'm meant to be in Edmonton airport because I'm gonna meet someone that might like introduce me to something really cool, or who knows what the universe is doing. So I think it's really great to live by everything happens for a reason, and it helps you go with the flow. But like with that guy, I'll actually like sit and like when I'm like dancing, I'll like actually think about how it feels to hang out with him, and what hikes we'd go on, and where we could go camping, and like hanging out in my hammock, and like doing all these things. And because I really want that, I'll like actually try and visualize it and get in the feeling of having it now, and actually imagine like hugging him and laughing with him and doing all these things because I really like his presence, and I'll manifest it. But then I'll try and manifest it, but then I'll also be like, but everything happens for a reason.
But, and I think the reason you can even think and envision that stuff is because it exists, because it exists in another dimension in which that is the reality.
Where I already have them.
Where you already have. And so if you want that to happen on this plane, if you think about it, so that's how manifesting works. You get closer and closer to matching the vibration of that thing happening.
You sound like Abraham Hicks.
But it's true.
Sorry, it was cute.
It's true though, right? Because that's
Praise.
If you even think of it.
Who's just channels, by the way.
Yeah.
No,
I know, and I probably
channeling.
sound like that because I've been watching a lot of it over the last few months.
I like it, yeah.
But I like that explanation of it, because it means it is destiny and it's manifesting by
so you think what I want, example, say spending time with this other human that's great, that I just have to, I've heard this, I have to match the frequency of him and I hanging out doing this
Which you're doing by visualizing, which is how you manifest. Because you're visualizing.
So you imagine being on that frequency.
Which you're doing. That's all.
Which I'm doing.
You're doing that by thinking.
But you believe it already is existing on another plane.
I also think that.
But which means say in this lifetime, I'm not just example. I'm not supposed to spend time with this person in this lifetime. It's not part of my laid out plan.
Yeah.
That means you think that I could not manifest it no matter how hard I tried.
Good question.
See, this is the stuff you find out when you die, I'm pretty sure.
That's a good question, because I think that... Oh, that's a good question. How do I want to answer that? Because I think that...
So you think when I was born, myself and you were destined to be on Much Music and MTV? We were selected because we have a message to share.
Yeah, we asked to be here, and we asked to do what we need to do spiritually, before we even got here, you know what I mean? Like, we asked to be here. When people are like, I didn't ask to be born or be here, it's like, yeah, you did. You needed to be here for whatever reason it is. And I don't think we might not even really know the real reason until we're dead. But I think obviously what we're doing is all part of the big reason. All those events leading up to this moment right now, and then all the events after this leading up to the next moment, which all this already existed. I think that's why it's happening right now. But you know how you even said there's like these potential, or were we saying this earlier? I don't know. There's like the potential of a million different scenarios happening.
Apparently, according to what the bleep do we know, there's like a part in this
Yeah, you
video where
said
this
the
person's like
basketballs.
bouncing a basketball. Every possible outcome is happening at the exact same time. Like in another realm right now,
Yeah.
you're brushing your teeth. In another one, you're a doctor.
I'm now drinking the water. Like everything.
Yeah, but how is that? How do you wrap your head around that? I don't understand that.
That's a lot to wrap. That's like quantum physics, I think. That's like quantum thing, like with dimensions and whatever. But that's where I think the possibility of us thinking any thought at any time, the one we thought of and the one we focused on, is for a reason. And it's one of those million scenarios that we just happen to pick up on for some reason, unbeknownst to us. A completely conscious yet unconscious reason. It's a bit of being conscious but unconscious, because I think if you're consciously aware of what's happening around you and you're picking up on these vibrations, whatever's being drawn to you, and then you pay attention to it, it's so hard to explain. I got lost already.
So I think some people are like, what the hell are they talking about?
Anyway.
Literally.
Yeah.
There's a quote that I have written in my car and on my bathroom, in my room. I mean, in my bathroom. Holy crap, I'm tired.
Yeah, we're about done here.
That says, everything that's coming my way could only be something divine alignment. Anyway, it's really good. That's like, it's another thing being like, okay, well, stuff seems to be sucking right now, but it's in divine alignment and everything's happening for a reason. Everything's playing out exactly what it should be. And I'm tired and I have to be up super early. But I was like, but Lauren's doing all these really great videos. We gotta do a video together. The people want to see #Phauren. So we made it happen, but
I want to start a new hashtag. I know we have #Phauren Adventures, but somebody tweeted, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who it is. I'll have to check. They said, they put a picture up of us and they said, Phauren is real. So I want #Phauren is real. Because I think people were like, what is Phauren? And only maybe a few people know about it. But it's Lauren and Phoebe together.
What do you mean they meant it's real?
Because I think people were like, I think that's just a thing people say, like, this is real. Like, it's a real friendship. It's like a real thing. It's not like we're making it up.
Oh, yeah.
And it is real. And some people, like, I noticed there was a tweet when you said, I'm going to be shooting with Lauren this week. And someone goes, but you called her a prude. As if that would mean we aren't friends. I am a prude. She's just saying the truth.
I should probably be doing a YouTube channel, and people say I should, but, like, I just
Ain't
like,
nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's true, though. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I just want to, like, chill out.
Yeah. We should have actually live streamed this whole thing. We're so stupid. I should have put it on live YouTube, which I can do now. Ugh. Whatever.
Just don't edit this. The funny thing is that people who are watching right now probably are actually interested in what we're saying for some crazy reason that you probably don't have to edit this. They're just going to keep watching it all.
I wonder if I can upload, like, 25-minute videos. I think I can.